That wasn't just another El Clásico, and it certainly wasn't just another 3 points. The 2-1 win over Barcelona at the Bernabeu felt like an earthquake in the La Liga title race. For months, we've heard the same old story. A rough patch last season, a bitter 4-game losing streak, and the big question, did this Real Madrid side have the guts to finally stand up to their biggest rivals? Well, on Sunday, they gave their answer. This victory wasn't just about the score, it was a tactical masterclass. A show of force that did more than just win a game, it ripped open the cracks in Barcelona's entire system. So, let's break down exactly how Madrid's tactical genius won this season-defining match, and what it really means for the fight to be crowned the best in Spain. You can't understand this win without remembering where things stood coming into the match. Last season was rough. Madrid were on a 4-game losing streak against Barcelona, and people were seriously starting to wonder if Hansi Flick's team just had their number. The pressure was massive, and it was all falling on the shoulders of Real Madrid's head coach, Xabi Alonso. After taking over from the legendary Carlo Ancelotti earlier this year, the world was watching. Could the new boss adapt and finally solve the puzzle that Barca presented? Sure, Madrid came into the game at the top of the table, but this match felt bigger than the standings. It was a test of character. Could they finally snap that losing streak? Could they prove on the biggest stage imaginable that they weren't just leaders on paper, but truly the best team in Spain? This was as much about psychology as it was about tactics. It was about shaking off the ghosts of last season and setting the tone for what's to come. For Alonso, this was his chance to write the first major chapter of his legacy at the Bernabeu. So, how did they pull it off? This win was cooked up by Xabi Alonso's brilliant game plan, one that was both rock solid in defense and absolutely lethal in attack. First off, they completely won the battle in midfield. Instead of being swamped by Barcelona's typical possession game, Alonso sent out a midfield that was all power and energy, with Tchouaméni and Camavinga forming a defensive wall. Jude Bellingham was free to be, well, Jude Bellingham. He was everywhere. He wasn't just playing in the game, he was the game. He broke up attacks, charged forward, and delivered the moments of pure magic that decided the match. It was his incredible pass that split the Barcelona defense wide open for Kylian Mbappe to score the opener in the 22nd minute. That wasn't just an assist, it was a statement, a message that Madrid could and would play right through Barca's press. The second key was how they completely shut down Barcelona's main weapon, Lamine Yamal. Yamal can change a game all by himself, but on Sunday he was practically invisible, and that was no accident. Madrid's entire defensive shape was built to smother him. Whether it was the fullbacks staying glued to him or the midfielders tracking every move, Yamal was constantly double-teamed, starved of space, and stripped of rhythm. Just like that, a huge piece of Barcelona's game plan was dead on arrival. And finally, Madrid were ruthless on the counter-attack. Alonso knew that Flick's high defensive line was a massive risk, and Madrid were built to punish it. With Barca pushing up the field, Madrid used the blistering pace of Mbappe and Vinícius Jr. to flip from defense to attack in a heartbeat. That first goal, it was the perfect example. A quick turnover, a perfectly weighted pass from Bellingham, a clinical finish from Mbappe, who had already seen one ruled out for offside. All game long, Madrid looked sharper, smarter, and deadlier on the break, even while Barcelona had most of the ball. If you're enjoying this breakdown of the El Clásico chess match, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button. We dive into the biggest matches and stories in world football every single week, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. This win wasn't just about Real Madrid's brilliance. It also exposed serious flaws in Barcelona's setup. For all their possession and fancy footwork, they looked fragile. Defensively, Flick's high line was a disaster waiting to happen. The ocean of space they left behind was a playground for Madrid's forwards. Mbappe's goal came from him timing his run perfectly to exploit that exact space. Barcelona's defenders were just too far from their own goal, constantly getting caught on their heels and unable to deal with Madrid's raw speed. Even the winning goal showed how disorganized they were. A cross came into the box, a chaotic scramble followed, and the ball fell to Bellingham, who tapped it in to seal the win. It was a simple goal, but it made Barca's defense look completely lost. Now, yes, Barcelona did grab an equalizer through Fermin Lopez, but that was more a moment of individual skill than system brilliance. It came from a Madrid mistake, not sustained Barcelona pressure. Madrid were happy to let Barca have the ball because they knew they had control. Barcelona had possession, but Madrid had the game exactly where they wanted it. As the clock ticked down, frustration boiled over. Ferran Torres, Rodrigo, tempers flared, yellow cards flew. It was the perfect image of a team being outthought, outfought, and psychologically beaten. By the final whistle, you could see it. This wasn't just another defeat for Barcelona, this one hurt. So, let's look at the big picture. What does this 2-1 victory really mean? First, it opens up a 5-point gap at the top of the table. After 10 matches, Real Madrid sit on 27 points. Barcelona, 22. That's not just a cushion. That's a real statement in the title race. It puts all the pressure on Barcelona to be perfect from here on out, knowing one more slip-up could end their hopes. But the bigger story is psychological. This win breaks the spell. It smashes the hold Barcelona had over Madrid last season. It proves Alonso's team has the answers to Flick's system. For a club that had lost 4 straight Clásicos, this victory is a massive injection of confidence. They've shown they can handle pressure. They've shown they can win the biggest game of all. And now, they look like clear favorites to take back the La Liga crown. This wasn't just about 3 points. It was a message to Barcelona and to all of Spain. Madrid are back in control, and this time, they don't plan on letting go. In the end, this 2-1 El Clásico victory was so much more than the scoreline. It was months of pressure released in one night, a tactical masterstroke from Xabi Alonso, and a massive power play in the La Liga title race. Madrid didn't just win the game, they exposed Barcelona's weaknesses while showing off their championship mentality. They won the midfield, they shut down the danger, and they punished every mistake. This wasn't just another Clásico, this was Real Madrid declaring they're back, in control of this rivalry, and in control of their destiny. So, what do you think? What was the biggest reason for Madrid's win? Was it Alonso's tactical brilliance, the magic of Bellingham? Or did Barcelona simply not show up when it mattered most? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more football stories, right here on the Pitch Reports.